The death penalty, or capital punishment, is the execution of someone by legal process as punishment for certain types of offenses. This injustice should be rectified, for it does not deter from criminal action, it is racially biased, and it is often based on wrongful convictions.
There's the deterrent effect, which doesn't exist, and that particular point is rather irrefutable.
Every study has shown that it doesn't deter people from committing crime, and if that's the purpose of the death penalty, it's not working.
For decades, the homicide rate in non-death penalty states has been consistently lower than in states with the death penalty.
I am Lauren Hyber, and I'm a sophomore at Woodside Priory School. Not much, just basically what I've seen on TV. When somebody commits a really cruel, indecent crime against somebody else, then it's like they don't really deserve life, I guess. So they get the death penalty. I kind of believe in like an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, and that if somebody murders someone else, then they don't really deserve to live, I guess. But if you have enough evidence to say that they murdered that other person, then yeah, I agree with the death penalty.
It's called the Innocence Project, and they have uncovered multiple cases of people of mistaken identity or blame simply because of the color of their skin or what have you, where these people were in fact on death row but were also in fact innocent. That's problematic.
Well, yeah, there's always people that they're actually not guilty, they've just been convicted as being guilty, so that would be completely unfair because they're innocent.
How many people do you think have been released from death row due to evidence of wrongful conviction?
I don't know, probably like 30.
So actually it's over 130 people.
These 138 people released due to evidence that they were wrongly convicted makes us wonder how many people have been actually put to death when they were really innocent.
If we're putting innocent people in jail, or in fact potentially killing them, that calls into question our system, which is why I think the death penalty is flawed.
Well, I obviously think it's really unfair, but cases are really hard to prove, so maybe they should just choose an alternative to the death penalty then, a different kind of punishment. But I don't think that things like race and biases towards the people that are on trial, I don't think that should really influence the results of their punishment.
In about the past 20 years, only about 26% of defendants sentenced to capital punishment have been white. Furthermore, it has been proven that prosecutors are more likely to seek the death penalty if the intended victim is not white.
My mom's adopted brother, so basically my uncle, was stationed in the area where they have the death row people, but he wasn't put to death in the end. So he got out because they just decided that it wasn't a bad enough crime.
This really does prove that it's incredibly difficult to determine which crimes should deem the person to be put to death.
Yeah.
Every state administers the death penalty differently. In fact, not every state has the death penalty. So there's not equal justice across the board.
It's difficult to deem which crimes should be deserving of the death penalty because there's no exact standard.
Good point.
I think a good alternative would be life in prison without the opportunity to have parole, because their life isn't being taken, yet they still have a pretty severe punishment.
If we're talking about an adult, yes, I would agree with that. Life in prison without the possibility of parole. I think that would be